Hello and welcome to a new EasyDigitals.com video tutorial. Remember, you can get all of our high-quality Photoshop and Photoshop Elements templates at EasyDigitals.com. Just click on the Products button. And don't forget to sign up for our monthly newsletter. We give away free templates and tutorials each and every month, along with product update info and coupons. Okay, Kim, what easy tutorial are you going to show us today?
Today, I'm going to show you how to customize the new sports design elements in Photoshop. I have design element up right now, and if you do not have it up, you can come over to File, Open, and you can browse to the folder that it's in, click on it, and then click Open. So I usually have my area set up where I have my Move tool selected, and I have Auto Select Layer checkmarked, and Show Transform Controls checkmarked. And we may be changing these as we go on, but for right now, that's how I like to have it set up. I also like to have my Layers panel open and my history. So let's go ahead and get started. I just want to show you how to change the colors in each of these, and then we'll move them to a poster and we'll customize a poster. So when you open up this set, you'll see, if you have the Photoshop version, that you have these folders, and you can open the folders. It's just a way to organize it. So you can open the folders by clicking on this little triangle. On the first one, the half moon, let's say we wanted to change the color. So we could just come over here and grab a hue saturation. And if you're trying to match it to a certain picture, you'll maybe want to have that picture up and maybe sample a color out of it. For example, let me get one of my pictures here that I was going to... Let's say this was my picture that I wanted to sample the color. I could be looking at that while I'm working, and I could even sample colors out of it. So let's say I wanted to change it to this color. I would come over to here, and I would maybe press my, oh, that's another thing you have to, I'm glad that happened, because you have to make sure that you have the hue saturation clipped. So I'm going to right click it and create clipping mask. So in that way it will only be affecting the volleyball. So actually that's pretty good the way I just moved it right there. I think it matches pretty well. So then I want to change the half moon, which is a gradient. Actually, I have this clipped so that all these colors will change with this. So here we go. And I'm just going to slide that until I think it matches. And so that is basically how you change the color of these. It also has this gradient, which you can change. You can do all kinds of things with that. Each of these layers has all kinds of different aspects to it that you can play around with. But for now, we're just going to change that. And then, of course, when you decide that you want to change the word, you just grab your type tool and you can change it to say whatever you want. I just put my cap locks on. And you can change the date the same way. And each of these can be changed. And you can change it to anything you want. It doesn't have to be a date. It could be whatever you want it to be. So on this next one, it's going to be pretty similar. I already have the hue saturation added on that one, so you could just slide that until you get the color that you want, and it's the same thing. Then you click this, and you can change that to whatever color you wanted. And same way to change the words on this one. It's the same thing. You're going to have to add the hue saturation, right click, create clipping mask so it only affects the ball. And then when you go to change the type, if you want a certain color, you can just sample that color in here or over here on your photo, and you can change it like that. And same with this one. On this one, again, we have a hue saturation, and you can change it. And then when you want to change, let's say you wanted to change the colors, you just select the type tool and you come over here and select the letters that you want to change the color of, and just decide what color you want it to be. All these letters can be changed separately by changing this, clicking on that. I didn't select both of those letters, so only one of them got changed. But anyway, you get the idea. And then on this one, on these, you can change these colors by selecting this shape number 5, the little color box. And so you can change that to any color. And this, you can change to any color too. I got that looking really interesting. Over here, same thing, it's got the hue saturation. I just turned it off. You can change these by selecting the box. Same with the words. This particular number has a 50% opacity that you can increase or decrease however you want. You can do that with all of the words. But this one started off with a 50% opacity. There's not really anything unusual about these that are any different, so I don't think I need to show you anything else on this one. And then we'll go over to this one. On this one, it's going to be a little bit more of a challenge because we're using warped text here, so you may have to adjust these sliders as you change the words. Like if you wanted to change it to say school, and let's say I'm selecting this and we're just going to turn that off for now. I'm going to press enter because it's not responding. Okay. Actually, that worked pretty well, but if it was a word that didn't warp very well, you might have to mess around with it a little bit more. And you might actually have to change the warp. And you can do that by clicking on that and adjusting this. So that's how you do that. And then let's turn this ball back on. And I just wanted to show you that this ball and a lot of the elements come with styles, which you can turn off and on and adjust. And if you pull this into a photo, you may want to come in here and adjust these to make it look better. You can double click anywhere in here and it'll bring up the layer style. And then each of these you can mess with individually with all these sliders. This one's turned on. This. Everything affects it. So if you pull it into a smaller photo, you may see that your layer style gets too large or too small, and you may need to adjust it in that way. Alright, so I just wanted to show you how that worked. All these have lots of layers that you can turn off and on. And this one changed just like the other ones. There's really nothing special here. These are just individual letters that you can change or turn off if you don't want them. And there's really not a lot going on here. We've got our color. I don't really have anything unusual in any of these except for that they each have their own style, and if something comes in and it starts to look strange, it may be because the style got changed, especially if you resize it.
Hey, that was easy. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about this tutorial or any of our products, you can always reach us at easydigitals.com. Have a creative day.